Anyway, so let's get on it. All right. So this is super cool. I'm reading this from the Washington Post. I know. China and Russia to open moon base, expanding space cooperation. All right, so let's read. China and Russia have agreed to jointly build a research station on the moon, expanding the two countries' cooperation in space. The lunar base will be open to all interested countries and international partners, according to an online statement Tuesday from the China National Space Administration. The Chinese announcement did not give a target date for when the station will be complete. China's Space Administration said the research base will be located on the moon's surface or in orbit with capabilities for long-term autonomous operation. Yo, this shit is so good. I love this. Can I just say, I love this shit. I love it. It will engage in research activities including lunar exploration and utilization. Yo, motherfucker! Can you imagine, like, it's your job to, like, live on the moon for 6 months and go exploring in moon caves? Can you imagine that? That's amazing! That's amazing! I love it. A memorandum of understanding was signed Tuesday by the two countries' space administrations. The announcement said, in the past few years, China has pushed to the front lines of space research for the first time, while Russia had been seeking to regain its leading position from the 1950s and 60s. Russia was the first country to launch a satellite into orbit in 1957, and the first to send a person into space in 1961. In the space race that ensued, the United States pulled ahead, landing the first humans on the moon in 1969. China's space achievements have been much more recent. In 2019, China became the first country to land an unmanned spacecraft on the far side of the moon, establishing the country's arrival as a space power. I really hate the space power bullshit. This is one thing. Well, let me read the rest of the article here. Then last year, China successfully ferried 2 kilograms, 4.4 pounds, of lunar rock and soil back to Earth, the first moon matter to be brought back in 44 years. Chinese leader Xi Jinping has called on the country to develop into a major space power. Ugh, disgusting. A Chinese probe, the Tianwen-1, is orbiting Mars, where it is capturing striking images and is sent to land a rover, and it rather is set to land a rover on the surface of the red planet in May or June. I'm excited for that. The idea of having a moon base, that's amazing. That's really, 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 really cool. But yeah, there is I'm trying to remember, but I read this quote somewhere of I believe when Russia first put Sputnik into the atmosphere, someone in America said something along the lines of, "Yay, look at this, we did it," in a bar or something, and everyone looked at him. It's like, what do you mean we? It was the Russians. And that's one thing I want to talk about when it comes to space. Space should be a human effort, right? We should all be trying to get into space as a collective species. The idea of the space race, bogus, right? The idea that an American citizen would see Sputnik in like orbiting and go like, damn, I hate that. Like the idea that a human being can see a robot orbiting the Earth and think, I hate that, is just disgusting to me. It's just disgusting to me. And so, like, again, this is something that I feel all countries should be cooperating on. The idea of us having this bizarre space force, like, we're going to have boots on the moon, right, as the Netflix show will say. It's just disgusting. It's gross, and it's disgusting. It really is heinous, in my opinion. And we really need to work together because, I'm sorry, this planet is fucked. Have y'all seen these new studies on climate change? This planet is fucked, folks. It's fucked. And who's fucking it? We're the ones fucking it. We're fucking Earth right in the asshole, and not in the good way. Let me just tell you, there's no lube going on here, folks. And we really need to stop this garbage, and we really need to work together. We need to fix this fucking planet, and we need to explore other planets. One, because it's cool, right? And two, because why not, right? Like the idea, right? Again, we are spending more money to keep this planet unequal, right? It costs more money to have entire continents of starving people than it does to feed them, house them, and let them have modern luxuries, right? This is a ridiculous fucking world that we live in, and it's all because of capitalism, folks. Capitalism has destroyed science. The idea that we're in the, space race 2.0, what the fuck? Bro, wouldn't it be way cooler if we all cooperated and got to the moon together rather than going like Chinese versus the Russians versus the goddamn America? Like, what is that dumb garbage? Seriously. I really hate capitalism, folks. I really do. But again, when it only costs, like, let's look, for example, at this COVID-19 bill that just passed. $1.9 trillion was just printed by the United States government. Now, imagine if the United States government printed $50 billion to end world hunger. Imagine. The U.S. government just passed a bill. We are going to print $50 billion to end world hunger. Wouldn't that be pretty cool? Right? What's stopping us from doing that? Right. Capitalism is stopping us from doing that. Because if we were to put money into ending world hunger, guess what? We would get, one, we would waste our money. And then two, we would be giving money to new competitors. Bitch motherfucker, what? Again, like this new American Rescue Package alleviates 50% of child poverty. Why don't we alleviate all of child poverty? Mike Silver says, space race created an explosion in technologies. Competing against each other is good, not bad. Nope. Wrong. Cooperation is better than competition, especially when it comes to technology. I'm sorry, I heavily disagree with that. Heavily disagree with that. Now, do I think that, like, again, can you have multiple different agencies try to come up with the same strategy, right? Or rather the same goal, but with different strategies? Yes, absolutely. But, like, let's say someone in Group 1 found something that would help Group 2's strategy. Well, if Group 1 wanted to win a race, Group 1 would hide that new strategy that new strategic help to that strategy that Group 2 is working on. Now, if Group 1 accidentally stumbled into that, it would be better for Group 2 if Group 1 shared their information with Group 2. You don't need to have them competing, right? You don't need to have America and the Soviet Union going like, oh no, the other one's going to nuke us if we don't get to the moon in time. You know what I'm saying? So I just think we all need to work together. We all need to do, again, not just on space stuff, but just saving the motherfucking planet. You know what I'm saying? We need to save this fucking planet. We need to go to other planets. We need to look for resources. We need to, like, build Mars fucking colonies. That would be cool as fuck, motherfucker. But we can't do it under this capitalist system of economics. Capitalism has got to go. We would have had a moon base 30 years ago if it weren't for capitalism. 40 years ago, maybe. Maybe even 50 years ago, we would have had a fucking moon base if it weren't for capitalism. Like, I'm just saying. Anyway, that's my segment on space. Cool as hell, folks. Cooperation in space station created deadlock when nothing new was created in 15 years until Musk came with his ideas. Cooperation in space slowed down progress. No, Mike Silva, you're wrong. First of all, I'm assuming you mean Musk and not Mask. It's a bad thing, actually, that Elon Musk exists. Wouldn't it be way cooler if every human on Earth who was interested in space and exploring space had equal opportunities that Elon Musk had? Wouldn't that be way cooler? Wouldn't that be awesome? If someone who's, let's say, growing up in a poor neighborhood who wants to be an astronaut someday had the same opportunities as Elon Musk, someone who profited from their family's apartheid mines? Yes. Free market capitalism destroys everything, Mike Silver. You are plain wrong. You are exactly incorrect on this subject. Socialism destroyed since in USSR. I don't even know what that means. Market completion creates new inventions. That's also not true. Look at the pharmaceutical industry. Most of pharmaceutical industry's research is done via public investment and development, research and development. And then those public research grants are given to private corporations and they sell things that are public research and they make all the profit. Again, competition isn't necessarily a bad thing, but when it's competition over money, that's the bad thing. I am an expert in Eastern Europe and space tech. Well, prove it, bitch. Because so far, you're sounding like you're wrong. Now, again, if it's like you have 10 different groups and they're all working on getting to the moon with different strategies, that's good. Competing in that area is good. Right? But once you get into a situation where group 1 is going to hide relevant data from groups 4 and 7, that's where it becomes bad. When you make it into like, oh, I want to win, that's when it becomes a bad thing. If everyone shares everything, we get to the end goal faster. Like, look at climate change. What's one of the top right-wing things? Well, if we were to do the Green New Deal, then China wouldn't, and therefore, we shouldn't even bother. That's one of the classic right-wing arguments against the Green New Deal. Well, what about China? What about India? What about Russia? Well, what about Iran? If we do the Green New Deal, then they won't, and then we're at a disadvantage. How about, as a globe, we all do the Green New Deal? How about we all get to renewable electricity? After death of Sergei Korolev, only on Big Rocket in USSR was made in series. Commies just not allowed to do anything new because of bureaucracy. Mike Silver, God bless his soul, thinks that communism and the USSR are synonymous. And I understand that. I don't. It's just factually stupid and very dumb. But I can understand how if you grow up in that environment where there was a disgusting totalitarian authoritarian regime in your next door neighbors, I get it, why you'd be afraid of the idea that they espouse. But it's as dumb as people saying that, Nazis are socialist. I'm sorry. It's just dumb. It's stupid. And it's, as a first principle, it really clouds your judgment, Mike. I'm just saying. The idea that working with someone is bad because a totalitarian, authoritarian government destroyed your homeland, I'm sorry, it's just ridiculous. Yes, the USSR, for the most part, is trash. It's garbage. They did some good things, they had some good ideas, but it was mostly corrupt, garbage, authoritarian, party politic bullshit. Yes, the bureaucracy, garbage. Yes, imperialist expansion, garbage. Yes, nuclear weapon development, garbage. Yes, they're fucking all of their systems of governance, for the most part, are trash. Yeah, they had some good ideas. We should take their good ideas, expand upon them, and prevent them from going to be corrupted. Just as we should take the good ideas of American capitalism, get the shit out of it, and then, that's what the whole world should be. Learning from our mistakes. It's not capitalism good, communism bad. No, capitalism bad, communism good. The problem with Russia is that they were competing in a capitalist economy, global economy, and that corrupted the way that they went about business. The original revolution might have been starry-eyed, might have had good ideas, but the end result in the 1980s and 90s was trash. I'm sorry, it was garbage. The USSR is shit. That doesn't mean that playing hopscotch with your buddy and cooperating is a bad thing. Cooperation is a good thing. Competition can be a good thing, but when you have competition tied to starvation, when you have competition tied to money, then it becomes corrupt in the same ways that the USSR was corrupted. Again, if you are hiding good ideas from your neighbor right, that would benefit them and you because you want to win an arbitrary race. I'm sorry. If you're doing it in like video games or something, if you're playing an MMO, right, and you're trying to like reach level 100, fine, whatever. It doesn't matter. But if you're doing something on a scientific world, if you're doing something medicinally, if that's the kind of situation, cooperation is key. You want to know why the space race ended in 1969? It's not because NASA and Russian scientists, I don't know what the Soviet Union called their space program, I forget. But it's not because they didn't want to continue going. It's because the governments said, we can no longer use this for effective propaganda, therefore we give up. That's why. So literally the exact opposite of what you're postulating is why that shit went to shit. They had won the arbitrary race. Oh, we won the race, y'all. I'm king in the castle. We won the race. And then they gave up. Right? There are so many people in the scientific community that wanted to keep going. We'd probably have a base on Venus right now if NASA was expanded at the rate that it was in the 1960s continuously. We'd probably be having a base on Mercury, Venus, Mars, and the moon right now. But we don't. Because the capitalist gods of industry decided, fuck it. Whatever. So we need to cooperate. Does that mean that the USSR is good? No! Fuck the USSR! All my homies hate the USSR. I wish that were truer than it might actually be. But, yeah, they had some good ideas, and we should take notes from that. Just as how American capitalism has some good ideas, and we should take notes from that. Does that mean capitalism is good? No! Does that mean America is good? No! But what it means is that there can be some little nuggets, some crisp golden nuggets that were baked at 370 degrees Fahrenheit, right? And we can use those, and we can maybe make something else out of it. That's what it means. Venus is hot as hell. You can't do anything there. I'm just saying, Bodan, we might be able to if we would have spent 50 years thinking about it. Like right now, again, if I could just like call someone up on the phone and say, hey, I want to dedicate my life to getting a fucking base on Venus. And someone on the other end of the phone was like, all right, I got a team. You can work with them. And then they were to educate me and train me in that. That would be awesome. If that was how our society was built, let's fucking get it, right? That's awesome. You know what I mean? But that's not the way society is built. If I'd ever want to even come close to getting a base on Venus, I'd need to go to college. I'd need to pay for that college. I'd need to find a job. I'd need to work for fucking 30 years fucking climbing a capitalist hellhole ladder. Fuck all that bullshit. If anyone is like, hey, I want to find out a cure for cancer. Oh, hey, buddy, we got a whole group dedicated to that. Why don't you come join us? If it were that easy, we'd have cured cancer right now. If someone were like, hey, I want to figure out how to create anti-aging medication. Oh, we got a group on that too. Let's do it. If someone were like, right, and you call on the phone, hey, I want to create a way to have lab-grown meat that's cost-effective and uses renewable energy and that can save the lives of billions of animals. Oh, yo, we just had a whole group dedicated to that. Here, I'll send you the invite. If it were that easy, the world would be way better than it is right now. And the reason why it's not easy, capitalism, motherfucker. Fuck that shit. Anyway, maybe I should make that an extended segment. I don't know. But I mean, I'm just saying, like, I feel you, Mike. I understand what your problems are. I get you. But I mean, you can take good ideas without taking the whole pie. Russia is now a fascist state with Führer. Socialism was ended in Russia in 92 to 93 when market reforms were made. Yeah, Russia's garbage right now. Anti-Asian. I said aging, motherfucker. Aging. I don't want to age. Like I said, I'm planning on living to the crisp age of 200 years old. And really, like, that's why why do you think I eat healthy? Why is Andrea always talking about stopping eating meat and eating a healthy diet high in protein and low in sugar? Because I want to live long enough for when we get to the point where anti-aging medication is discovered, and I want to get in there, slide right in, and I want to live until the crisp old age of 200, 300, 400. Why even set a goal at that point? Motherfucker. I'm not planning on dying anytime soon. All y'all old motherfuckers that have eaten McDonald's for the first 40 years of your life, my heart goes out to you. I'm sorry that you won't be here when we achieve fully automated luxury communism, right? But I plan on being here. I'm 24, gonna be 25 in a couple months. I plan on achieving fully automated luxury communism. So join me. Stop eating sugar. Pay attention to your fucking body, folks. If you're under the age of 40, you might be able to make the cusp. Just a reminder, speaking of 40, if you are a vegetarian, you have a 40% less likelihood of developing heart disease. If you eat meat every single day of your life, or most of your life, you will have in other words, have a 40% increased risk of heart disease. What other activity would you do if it gave you a 40% increased risk of dying? Well, like what? Like smoking? Okay, maybe. Name another activity that gives you 40% risk of dying increase that you would do. Like if you found out that, like, I don't know, eating a random food gave you 40% chance of dying, would you still eat it? Well, you just found out, motherfucker. Stop eating meat right now. I don't exactly know the nuance of that, Smia. The studies that I've looked at just compare people that are vegetarian for most of their lives to people that eat meat every day. We're still doing more of that shit. I will do a salad at McDonald's. Oh my god, a salad at McDonald's. I love the lack of pluralization. It's just McDonald's. Amber J. Fish. That shit. When I played Dark Souls the other day, it was amazing.
$7 million for reef fish management. $25 million to combat Asian carp. $2.5 million to count the number of amberjack fish in the Gulf of Mexico.
Reminder, if y'all missed it, last Sunday I did Dark Souls while shrooming, and I named my character Amber J. Fish, and that was very fun. Very good conversations were had. Very fun run, by the way. I gotta play more Dark Souls. I smoke cigarettes too. I'm doomed. It's okay. I smoke weed sometimes, so, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, right? But you have to, weigh the pros and cons with every decision. That's my thing, is I like to weigh the pros and the cons with every single decision I make. And when it comes to eating habits, right, food is medicine, y'all. Food is not, most people just, I'm going to wake up and eat, I'm going to go to work, I'm going to eat at lunch. What am I going to have for lunch today? I'm going to get home and I'm going to make supper. And then they go to bed. What? And then they wake up and they go do you think about what you eat? What do you put in your body, motherfucker? Would you eat chalk? Would you eat would you eat this cup? Because that's what you're doing when you eat meat. Is you might as well be eating a plastic fucking cup. What's the difference? You're killing yourself, bitch. Same thing with sugar. Sugar more so than meat. Seriously? I'm gonna eat paper. I'm gonna eat paper. Legit though. Those bizarre shows, right? That are these people have unhealthy eating habits. Sometimes people eat bleach or laundry detergent or they eat chalk or they eat fucking whatever. That's basically you. Literally, I'm not even joking. That's you. That's what you're doing. Everyone that eats meat, everyone that drinks soda, everyone that eats fast food, you're gonna be a specimen on those fucking television shows in 40 years from now. And I'm not joking. You think this is a joke. Oh, look at the funny streamer. I'm not joking. Imagine you eat meat. Imagine you fucking drink soda. Imagine you fucking eat McDonald's. And you have the gall to look at a television show that looks at people eating fucking paste or something. You go, oh, those guys are weird. What? What? You're the weird one, motherfucker. I'm looking at you like that. Anyway, that's my motivational speech for today.